Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Fitz. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I am doing a review of Warren Hill's Cancun Jazz Festival, going over some of the details of our experience at the Jazz Festival. This is episode number 8. I'm your personal tour guide here to ensure and to help you guys maximize your trip. In this video, I'm going to wrap up our dining experience at the Hard Rock Riviera Maya. Let's get into it. We are on day 3 of our trip, just having an awesome time. And for dinner, we decided to make a reservation at the Zen Restaurant, which is traditional Asian cuisine. Me and my wife like Asian, we eat it all the time. So made a reservation and looking forward to eating there. And when we show up, it's kind of crowded. A lot of people there, very busy. There was wait times. So I would suggest that you would show up early, really, for any of the restaurant reservations you make during the evening hours. I think all of them are pretty busy, so you may want to get yourself ample time, especially if you're trying to see an artist that you want to see that it's coming up. You may make sure you get there in enough time to eat and to go see your show. So that's what we did. We showed up early, and they have hibachi tables. I want to say there are 4 on the outer edges. And for those who don't eat the hibachi table, and that's where the chefs kind of cook the food right there in front of you. And she wanted to sit at a regular table, but still order from the hibachi menu. We go to Benihana's, which is one of our favorite restaurants. Unfortunately, there's not one where we live. There's one not too far, probably about an hour's drive. We can get to one. And so we used to eat there all the time. And of course, you don't have to sit at those hibachi tables, one of those grill tables. You can sit at a regular table, but still order from the hibachi menu. So that's what we were expecting. But when we got seated and got our menus, we didn't see the hibachi style cooked food on the menu. And I was kind of bummed because that's what I was looking to order. So I'm looking through the menu, trying to find something else. When the waiter comes by, my wife kind of said, you know what, man, we were really looking forward to eating the hibachi style food, and I don't see it on your menu. And it wasn't like we were trying to, ask for it anyway or have an exception made, but the guy told us, well, you still can order it. It's just not on the menu. Oh, we said, well, awesome. I'm like, well, why is it on the menu? I don't know, but maybe they're trying to keep the volume down or whatever it is, or just kind of keep it to those at the tables. But anyway, so unless they change the menu, now this was 2019, so it may be on there now, but if you go to the Zen Asian restaurant and you want the hibachi food, but you're at a regular table, you can still order it. It's just not on the menu. Our food arrives and we're eating, and my wife and I both noticed that the rice was either overcooked or perhaps it had sat under one of those heat lamps, those warming lamps, and kind of may have dried it out a little bit, but the texture of the rice wasn't good. And that's a big part of the dish because it's mostly rice. The meat was good. I think I had the combo, the chicken, steak, and shrimp. I think my wife had the shrimp hibachi. The seasoning I thought was good. Everything else about the dish was on point except for the rice. And once again, we're trying to see a show. So my wife said, you want to send this back? I said, well, I can eat it. It's not the best. I prefer my rice to be cooked properly. I said, but I can get around it. I'm okay with it. I can continue on and we can eat and just move on. So my wife told the waiter, said, look, this is overcooked. I just want to let you know. We're not going to send it back or order anything else because, we're trying to hit the next act. So we went ahead and go ahead and ate what we had. But I said everything else about it was fine, but the rice was not cooked properly. Also, normally, if you sit at a regular table, but you request the hibachi, food, you don't get the soup or the salad option. Don't make a lot of sense to me, but whatever, so you don't get that. That's minor. Normally my wife didn't eat that stuff anyway, but I like the soup, but she normally doesn't get either one anyway. So we eat there and we go on to our show, and we only ate there once. So we didn't go back there either to that particular restaurant. So that's like 3 places we've canceled. We've been at the Hard Rock Riviera Maya as it relates to the restaurant. So let's move on to the 4th day, and this is our favorite restaurant. We finally hit something we both can agree on. We love this restaurant, and it was the Empanema Restaurant. I believe that's how it's pronounced, and it was great. Great flavor on the foods, lots of options. It was buffet style. The restaurant was nice, also crowded. So it's another one of these places you probably want to get there early if you have a show you're trying to get to, but it was great. And this is the only restaurant that we ate twice at. So we ate there for dinner, and then the next day, I think we ate there for lunch. Now the lunch has a reduced menu, so you don't get the full menu when you are there for lunch. But the food was great. We loved it there. So that was a great spot. Also, this is the restaurant that is over on the hacienda side by the pool area. And so here's a map showing you the building that is separate from, so it's not in one of the lobbies, and it's right there by the pool. Also, the building, you can walk up on the rooftop and get a great view of the hacienda side of the resort. You can see the pool as well as the beach area. So great spot. You definitely want to make sure you get up there while you're there. Take a couple of great photos for your memories. But great restaurant. We love that one a lot. So that's kind of it for our dining experience. There's also, so at the hacienda pool area, there's a place where you can get like hot dogs. There's a pizza joint right there. So I think one of those days for lunch, me and my wife went over there and had some pizza. I believe there is an Italian restaurant as well as Mexican. So we didn't get a chance to get to all of those other ones, but those are our dining experience. Just kind of wrap this up in summary as I kind of think back on it. A couple things I think would have happened if we'd enjoyed our trip more. Number one, understanding the reservation process. So if the dining experience is important to you, then make sure you make that a priority, that you go ahead and make your restaurant reservations. So number two, if you're eating outdoors in the evening hours, particularly like a Toro Steakhouse, just be mindful. You may see something on 4 legs kind of out there walking around lurking, because that's just the way it is. I saw somebody put a comment in the chat. They read a blog saying it's another place, same thing, they saw cats out. So next time we go back, we will not we will not opt to sit outside. We won't have to say a big no on that one. Keep it indoors. Number 3, make sure you get there early. If there's an artist, a band, a show you want to make sure you want to see, then make sure you get to your reservations, those restaurants early, so you get seated early enough to be able still to make the shows. Now, one of the downsides of reserving late is that you're not going to be able to pick hours that'll probably be before the show. We went to the Zen Restaurant. We were late for our show because I think we seated at 7:30. The show started at 7:30, so we got there late. It was Marcus Miller's show, by the way, and when we got there, they were just jamming in there. I said, "Oh man!" But so we were late to a show or two just because it was crowded and waiting to get seated. So keep that in mind as well. Also, there's food during the daytime all over the place. So when you're by the pools during the daytime, there's food there. There is after the show, sometimes before and after the shows, there's like finger foods at all the different venues. So if you're over at the Decca stage or Epic, if you're over at the Woodstock stage, there's food at these venues, just finger food type of choices. So you got that as well. Also, there's a a nightclub over on the Heaven side. And so right outside that club area, there's food there too. You know, get you a little mini burger or a little chicken sandwich. So there is other food options just all around. Also breakfast. All the restaurants, or most of the restaurants, I don't think they're all open for breakfast, but I think most of them are open for breakfast, and they all serve the same thing for breakfast. No reservation required. It is buffet style, first come, first serve. Also crowded, unless you're an early riser. If you're an early riser, you can beat the crowd. If you're one of those mid-morning people, and be prepared to stand in line about a good 15 to 20 minutes. No problem with the breakfast. They have an omelet station if you like omelets. The breakfast is Latin style, so you get a lot of peppers and spices and all that. I loved it. I thought it was great. No problem with the breakfast, coffee, orange juice, all that was good. The staff I can't say enough about the staff. It was just incredible. The staff, everybody that we came across in terms of the staff, was excellent. I think I told you guys before, this is all inclusive, so you don't necessarily have to tip, but my wife and I would tip them sometimes anyway, just because the service was that good. So anyway, so that wraps up our dining experience at the Hard Rock Riviera Maya during the Cancun Jazz Festival. We had some issues, but it did not take away from the trip as far as I'm concerned at all. But I would just want to sort of set expectations. If you're looking for something that's spectacular, probably not going to get spectacular. You know, if I was to compare it to that in a cruise, I probably would prefer food on a cruise ship versus food at the Hard Rock Riviera Maya. That's just me. That's just my opinion. But anyway, not enough to take away from the trip. The trip is awesome. So anyway, this is Fitz. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If it was, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, if you would like to, then please hit that subscribe button while you're here. In the next video, time to talk about the music and the events that was happening at the Cancun Jazz Festival. Want to kind of walk through a day by day, let you know what was happening during the day, what's happening at night, what it was like going to all the shows. Once again, I'm not a music critic, so I'm not going to critique anybody, but I will tell you some of our highlights, some of our favorite acts. Well, this is Fitz. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next video.